With all due respect, Secretary of State, data is showing a massive decline in house building starts. The sector is saying they do not have the skills and the workforce. A number of builders are saying that they do not have confidence because some of the regulation, which they rightly welcome on building safety, is holding up those houses coming forward. When you've got data and a report from the IPPR in January this year showing that 90,000 families will be pushed into poverty because of the shortfall in the local housing allowance, is that not a political choice by the government to continue to freeze that and push those children into poverty?
Well, I think it's important to state that any further decisions, like I say, we've already put £34 billion a year into housing support, and we've increased that in April of 2024. But the decisions on local housing allowance will be made in the round at the budget alongside the other decisions that the government have already made, which is it has had an impact on families. We're rolling out in September more childcare places and more support for families in work.
Watch the astonishing moment Angela Rayner, usually composed and unshakable, is backed into a corner by her own colleagues in one of the most explosive parliamentary sessions of the year. What started as a routine meeting quickly turned into a political ambush. Rayner was hit from all sides with sharp questions about Britain's worsening housing crisis. An MP fired the opening salvo. The data shows a massive decline in house building starts. Builders are losing confidence. Families are being pushed into poverty. Isn't this freeze on housing allowance a political choice pushing children into poverty? Rayner, clearly rattled, responded, "We're putting £34 billion into housing support, with more childcare, school meals, and minimum wage hikes to support working families." But her answers didn't stop the tide of criticism. That's all well and good. Another MP interjected, but families still can't afford to rent locally. We can't build homes fast enough, and the freeze on the local housing allowance is making things worse. Rayner insisted progress is coming, but even she admitted it's a stretch target. Everything must go right. Despite Rayner's reassurances, the numbers don't lie. House building starts are at a low. Tens of thousands of families are struggling, and with a goal of 1.5 million new homes, even Rayner's tone admitted uncertainty. Meanwhile, she pointed to changes in planning laws, the Renters Reform Bill, and support for SMEs. But critics say these are slow, reactive, and failing to meet the urgency on the ground. And just when you thought the tension couldn't escalate further, GB News aired a blistering debate on the government's asylum policies. Conservative MP Jonathan Gooley's didn't hold back. If Lib Dems love open borders so much, let's house all asylum seekers in their constituencies. That remark triggered laughter and applause. Gooley's went on to say, "We've got fighting-age men with medieval views towards women and children. 34% of sexual assault convictions are by foreign nationals who are only 11% of the population. They're raping women, supplying drugs, and flooding our streets. They need to be deported now." No Labour MP in the studio dared to respond. From Westminster to the GB News studio, public confidence in the political class is crumbling. Angela Rayner's defensiveness, the housing crisis, the asylum chaos all paint a picture of a country under strain. The question is simple. Are these leaders fixing the problem more running from it? What do you think? Was Angela Rayner's defense convincing? Should migrant housing be based on local support? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you value independent reporting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon.